If you're telling me right now that you could take Ben Simmons and Seth Curry and put them in a package and put James Harden in Philadelphia, donezo. How has that not happened yet? Which only leads me to believe the only reason that hasn't happened yet is because that ain't the deal. When it seems like it's that easy and the trigger hasn't been pulled on it, then it probably is not that deal to get it done. That's probably not the move that the Nets are willing to make to bring Ben Simmons in as well as Seth Curry. They probably want just a little bit more than Seth Curry. And all due respect to Seth, I think he's having a great year for the Sixers. He has been a huge bright spot for him so far this season, especially when healthy or not sick or whatever. I think he's been great, and he's filled a huge void for this team. But right now, you're telling me for this Sixers team, that's two games out of first place in the Eastern Conference, you're telling me that you're essentially trading for this roster right now, Seth Curry, for James Harden? How has it not been done yet? The only answer to that is James Harden doesn't want to be moved yet. He wants to see how the rest of the season goes out with the Brooklyn Nets, or the deal, like I said, just hasn't been made yet. Or maybe the Nets are just saying, well, we'll see how it goes right now and see how James Harden plays out the rest of the year here. Or we'll see if we get even more offers for James Harden, which I doubt, considering the money that's attached to it, and also the extension that would probably have to be agreed to as well. So all that, I would say, the deal either hasn't been made, James Harden doesn't want to leave, or the Nets just simply aren't moving him. They, too, want to see what they can do when it comes to that three-headed monster that they had talked about, the big three of stars that they acquired a couple of years ago, to see if they could form that super team and actually win an NBA title in Brooklyn. But if that is the deal that's on the table, according to Bill Simmons, then that's a great deal. If that's the deal that the Nets are willing to take, the Sixers should be pulling that trigger in the not-too-distant future. Thursday, 3 o'clock is the NBA trade deadline, so we'll see how all this shakes out up until then. But if that's the deal, I'm all about it. I still have my reservations about giving up anybody like Tyrese Maxey or Matisse Thybulle. I still have reservations there, more so for Maxey. But if you're telling me it's a Thybulle and Simmons deal to get Harden here, I'm pulling that trigger as well. Still have my reservations about the long-term the usage of James Harden here in Philadelphia. Especially with the bad year that he's having right now in Brooklyn. But I think if you have a chance to put him with Joel Embiid, you simply make that deal. There's a couple other deals that are out there. We'll speak about that a little bit later in the week. Possibly CJ McCollum coming to Philadelphia. Still Bradley Beal out there with his name floating around. So all this will come to a head this week.